Notion Mail is finally here, and when I first heard about Notion releasing their own mail app, I got super excited because I've been into the Notion ecosystem for years now, and I thought finally someone is going to fix email. But does it live up to the hype? Let's break down what's good, what's missing, and the big question, should you switch to Notion Mail? First off, let's start with what Notion Mail does right. The design is beautiful. It feels like Notion, it looks like Notion. If you love Notion, you will feel right at home. Reading your emails is basically like reading your emails inside of a database. So you can filter them, you can group them, just like you can in Notion. That's super intuitive and I love it. Once you get used to the layout, it feels like a modern inbox. It's just you, your mails in full send mode. The next feature is something that I'm really surprised that doesn't exist inside of Gmail just yet. Inside of an email thread in Notion Mail, you will get an automatic summarization at the top of the conversation. I love that it's automatic. I don't have to prompt AI, I don't have to push a button, I don't have to ask for it, it's just there and it works beautifully. The one thing missing though is that when my emails are in Norwegian, Notion AI will actually translate and summarize it in English. So that's something I want to see in the future, that Notion can work on to actually summarize it in the native language that I have chosen. What we do inside of our email apps is of course composing a lot of emails. And in Notion Mail, it feels like writing a Notion page. If you hit / inside of Notion Email, you get up all these familiar functions from Notion. You can add headings, bullet lists, and attachments just by hitting a few keystrokes. This makes writing structured and readable messages so easy. Well done, Notion. For someone who doesn't love writing emails, I have some good news for you, because Notion AI is just 2 clicks away inside of Notion Mail. Just hit space twice and the AI will pop up. And you can prompt it to write an email for you, and the output will be directly inserted into your message. So no more switching between apps to actually write an email with AI. This is way smoother than my experience inside of Gmail, where I have to talk with Gemini by pushing the Gemini button, chatting for a bit, and then pasting the message inside of my actual email. Notion AI just saves me a few clicks, and that's key for my productivity in my daily life. A new feature inside of Notion Mail is Snippets. If you send a lot of similar emails throughout the week, Notion Snippets can be a time saver for you. Snippets inside of Notion Mail is basically a template for your email drafts. Let's say I want to follow up a client of mine that I have sent a proposal to, but he hasn't responded. Instead of writing the email over and over again each week, I can just hit the profile picture in the top left corner, go to Settings, Snippets, and create a new template. My template would be something like, "Hi name, have you had time to look at the proposal we discussed last week? Hope everything's well. If you have some questions, please let me know." Next time I need to follow up a client, I can just hit /, scroll down to the bottom or search for the template, and the email is ready to go and can be sent. Notion is split up to 3 apps now. It's Notion, Notion Calendar, and Notion Mail. And I'm happy to see that Notion Calendar is actually integrated inside of Notion Mail. Now I don't have to copy and paste information from my Notion Calendar into my Gmail. All we have to do is hit / and write schedule, and then you can plan a meeting with a client directly inside of Notion Mail. So that's what I love about Notion Mail, but now let's go deeper into what can be improved upon and what's missing. I've been using Gmail and Google Workspace for years now, and for something so critical like emails, the trade-off has to be big for me to switch. My first big issue is that Notion is not an independent emailing client. We are still reliant on Google if I wanted to switch to Notion Mail. So Notion Mail doesn't actually help me cut costs. It just adds another layer of expense in my company. This makes Notion Mail more like a skin on top of Gmail, not a replacement. It becomes quite obvious when you try to do simple stuff like editing your signature. If you want to edit your signature inside of Notion Mail, you have to go back into the Google ecosystem to do that. Seriously? That feels like a step backwards. It just confirms that Notion Mail is not a complete solution yet, and it's not a replacement, it's just another app. And for something like email, that's one of the most critical tools we use in our business and my daily life. It raises the bar to actually switch. One of the things that made me really excited about Notion Mail was its promise to automate my email experience. But when I sign up to Notion Mail now, the only feature under Notion AI is auto label. And to be honest, I don't really get the magic. I've used Gmail filters for years now and they just work. And auto labels, they feel automatic for sure, but I personally don't feel like I'm part of the process when AI actually sets the filter up for me. And I think it will result in users creating too many filters that actually doesn't help them be more productive. Another thing that made me really excited about Notion Mail was their promise of auto replies and auto follow-ups. The premise that we don't have to write the same email twice really resonated with me. And with Snippets, we can fix part of the problem, but I'm really sure that Notion promised auto replies or some kind of auto follow-up. Because this is something I've been waiting for inside of Gmail for years now. And it would actually be something so useful that I couldn't go back to Gmail. This one really hurts, because inside of Notion Mail, I can't find any integration with Notion databases. And this is a huge miss for me. A use case for me would be something simple like creating a task or a project based on an email I would get from a client. But it would also be amazing to do something like auto labeling to actually relate emails automatically to a project or a task. That would be something my team would integrate immediately and actually make it possible for me to switch my whole team from Gmail over to Notion. But that's not possible now, because Notion Mail and Notion Calendar is somewhat integrated into each other, but the main app is not. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I hope the Notion team does something about it really soon. And now for the deal breaker. This is why I won't be switching to Notion Mail just yet. Notion Mail doesn't have an iPhone or Android app as of April 2025. Like seriously? On the website it just states that iOS is coming soon. 60% of my emails happens on the go. So switching to Notion Mail basically means that I will be switching out 40% of my email experience. So if I have to switch back to Gmail all the time on my iPhone, that kills the idea for me to train new muscle memory on the Notion email experience. So what would it take for me to actually switch from Gmail to Notion Mail? Well, first of all, it would be a great mobile experience. Gmail does a great job on my iPhone, and switching from something good to something okay, that's not really an option. Secondly, I would like to see the Notion database integration inside of Notion Mail. This is a huge miss and I can't understand why they haven't done it already. Hopefully they're working on it. Third, I would like to see the working auto drafts and auto follow-ups inside of Notion Mail like promised. That would be something amazing that I've been missing from Gmail for a while now. Last but not least, less dependency from Gmail. Don't make me go into the Google ecosystem to change something simple like my signature. Why isn't that inside of Notion Email? Right now, Notion Mail is not for me, but maybe in the future. But how about you? Have you made the switch yet? Or are you going to? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're just starting out with Notion, check out my other video where I tell you something that I wish someone told me when I was just starting out with Notion.